Hi, this is Rodrigo from DJ Tech Zone, and today we are finally reviewing the Denon DJ MCX8000 DJ controller for Serato DJ and also for Engine. The MCX8000 is a unique controller in the sense that it has many features that other controllers don't. For example, the controller has two high-resolution LCD screens built in. It has a 4-channel hardware mixer of very high quality with a lot of inputs and outputs, two mic inputs, booth out, split view for the phone, individual VU meters per channel, master VU, and it works with two software packages at the same time with Serato DJ, which is common and many controllers can do that, but this controller also works with Engine software from Denon DJ, which is a music preparation software much like Pioneer's DJ Recordbox software. And the thing that this controller does is that you can really easily switch between Engine and the Serato DJ without any problem. It's very easy, just flip the switch on the mixer and instantly you are working with Engine or with Serato DJ. Engine works with USB sticks, so you plug in your USB stick into the controller and then you have access to your cue points, to your waveforms on the screen using Engine. The very special thing that I personally want to highlight here is that when you're in Engine mode, you actually have access to most of the performance features in the controller. So you can do rolls, you can do the slicer, you have your hot cues, you have slip mode, everything works, needle drop. You have 3 effects that are built into the controller that work when you're in Engine mode. So it's really flexible and it allows for DJs to have many options. You can come to a club where you know there is a Denon MCX8000 installed and you can come with your laptop with Serato DJ. You can prepare your tracks in Engine before you go to the club on your USB stick, plug them in and play away with all the performance features working. If the controller is hooked up to turntables or media players and you have DVS on your computer, you can play through DVS and control your tracks on your computer through the external sources using DVS and so forth and so forth. The combinations are endless. So that's why I think this is a very powerful piece of equipment, and you will see further in the review how all that plays together and how all that works together into a very good user experience. So let's dive into the details of the Denon MCX8000 and see what it can do. In this part of the review we're going to go into more detail about the controller functions, how it works with Engine from Denon DJ, and how it works as well with Serato DJ, because it's a fully compatible Serato DJ controller with a host of features that work seamlessly with the software. What I want to focus on first is how the screens work in this controller and what the differences are between using them with Serato DJ or with the Engine software. So let's dive into the screens. The screens are high resolution. They're pretty clear under any lighting conditions that you can throw at them, and they display quite a bit of information on the track you're playing. So what you're seeing now is the Serato DJ version of the song data that you can see for a track. If I flip the switch on the mixer, I enter the Engine mode, and there I can show you, if I load up a track, that the display is slightly different, but you still have mostly the same information as you have in Serato DJ. It's just laid out a little bit differently. So you have loop information, you have pitch information, BPM information, waveform information. You can zoom in and zoom out on that waveform quite easily from the controller itself. Furthermore, there are a few buttons on the side of the screens that help you to navigate your tracks. Of course, you can switch between library view and your track data, and you can also have a look at your crates and your other folders that are available through Serato DJ. If I go back to the library view, then I can actually switch the library column in a very specific way. One of the columns I can switch, I can alternate the content between the length of the track and the BPM. So you have a few different choices on how to or what information you want to base your selection on. Furthermore, you have of course the button to or the rotary knob to browse to your tracks, and by clicking the button of course you load up the track. The loading goes fairly quickly, it doesn't take too long, and when the track is loaded you are ready to go. So that's a few of the functions, interesting functions that you have available to you on the screens without having to look at your computer screen. Another thing is that when you press the utility button long enough, there is an utility menu that shows up, and there, for example, you can select how the LEDs behave around the jog wheel. You can set one LED to be lit, or you can set all the LEDs to be lit. And then when you actually launch a track, then you see that the unlit LED will indicate you the needle position. In the other case, it's the other way around, of course. So that's the utility menu, and that's the way it actually works. What you also have on this controller is a possibility to view and manipulate your sound effects directly from the controller without having to look at Serato DJ. So let me give you an example. You can simply activate, deactivate your effects directly from the controller. And if you would like to, you can also select the effect that you want by turning the knob, and then you can actually select the effect that you want. If you press Shift and the tab button, you are in single effect mode, which allows you to adapt the details of your effect. You have more parameters to adapt your effect to. So that's all very cool. Of course, you can also adapt the length of the effect, or the amount of beats that the effect has to take into account. So that gives you some nice control. And it allows you to do cool stuff with your effect. And all this is very cool because it can be done without looking at your PC screen, especially changing around the effects and playing with the parameters. It's so much more natural when you're focused on your controller and not focused on your computer when you're doing that. So that's a great thing of having these screens on board of the controller. Furthermore, you have a touch strip as well that will only work when your track is not playing. So now I can browse the track with the touch strip, and this is important that you deactivate the needle drop when the track is playing, because if you don't, I can assure you that you will, while you're manipulating effects, your finger will somehow touch that strip and you will jump in your track, which is not really cool and can kill your performance, of course. The jog wheels themselves are touch sensitive, capacitive, and they are extremely responsive. They are really nice to play around with. They are tightly integrated with Serato DJ or with Engine, and they give really good response. So I really like them. And when you go into the utility menu, you can also set the responsiveness of the jog wheels to your liking. What we also have implemented that allow you to do extra things is that we have a slip mode. When the slip mode is activated, you can do several tricks on the controller without the track slipping, so the track continues to play underneath. For example, you can scratch and you see that the track continues to play underneath. You also have a sensor button that allows you to wipe out some nasty words in your track or just do cool tricks. If you do it at the right moment, it can have a nice effect on your track as well. You have two knobs to adapt the beat grid on the spot, on the fly, and you can do that while you're looking at your track. So if your bit grid is not exactly set by the software, you can adapt the bit grid on the fly. The pitch fader is a long throw 100mm pitch fader, and is an excellent pitch fader with a central position indicator, a central LED position indicator. And from the screens you can actually see how much you are diverting when you move the pitch fader around from the central position. And if you press shift and bend, you can actually bend or change the amount of reach of your pitch fader. So here it's set at 6%, and your pitch fader will balance between 6%. But you can go to the full 100% if you would like to. So that's a pitch fader. We also have the stop time knob that allows you to really control from the controller how quick or how slow the track has to stop. If you combine it with slip, you can do nice tricks like this. So that's very cool. You also have a deck switcher that switches the deck you're using from 2 to 4 on this deck, and from 1 to 3 on the other deck, directly here on the software. It's a 4-channel controller. Serato DJ is a 4-channel software, of course, so switching that around is quite cool. Let's look at the transport control of the MCX8000. As you can see, the decks are mirrored, so you have on one side the cue and play button on the right, on the other side it's on the left. If you're used to non-mirror decks, it requires a bit getting used to, but you know, you get used to it quite easily. I did anyway, so that shouldn't be a big problem. You have 8 velocity sensitive pads that are really great for all types of effects and tricks, and they're implemented in a way that perfectly match the Serato DJ software. So first of all, you have the cue. You have different cues that come directly from Serato. You have the roll feature as well. You have the slicer. And you also have something that is called the tone play, and that uses Serato pitch in time. You get that plugin with the MCX8000 controller, and what that plugin does, what the pitch in time does, is that it allows you to really play around with the pitch of a track. And the way that Denon DJ has implemented it in the MCX8000 through the tone play is that you actually isolate one cue, one hot cue of your track, and you can actually play with the tonality of that cue point, and you can do really nice tricks. I have something cooked up here that will show you how it works. So you can get really creative with this feature, and you can slice up your tracks, and you know, you can actually remix the track on the fly using this. People will think that you are playing a remix while you're actually just playing around with the tonality of the track. So it's a really cool feature, and it's quite exclusive. It's exclusive on the MCX8000. I don't know of any other controller that's implemented it in this way. So that's really cool. If you activate the sampler module on Serato DJ, you also have access to your samples that you can then launch. You can configure them in the software to be one shot or continuous play. That's actually Serato DJ and the MCX8000. You also have the possibility to use this controller with the engine software. So the engine software that allows you to prepare your tracks and get them ready on a USB stick and get them playing on the controller. The controller has two USB ports that you can use together, so they can be activated together, and you can switch between those ports. If you set the controller to engine mode, you can switch between the ports and select one of the two. So now I have only one USB plugged in, my Lexar stick, and that's where I can select my tracks to play from the MCX8000. When I load up a track using the engine implementation, then the view is slightly different. As you can see, you have the icon and that shows you that you're in engine mode, and the implementation in the controller is largely the same. There are a few differences though. When you're in engine mode, you launch up a track and you look at the effects section, and there is a big difference. You cannot switch between all those Serato DJ effects. You are limited to echo, phaser and noise on the controller. It doesn't really show up well in the screen, I'm so sorry for that, but you have access to 3 effects, and those are hardware effects. So having those 3 effects is fine. I imagine that it's possible that Denon DJ will improve the amount of effects in hardware mode in future firmware releases if the controller has that capacity. But you still have 3 very popular effects, echo, phaser and noise, at your disposal when you are playing in standalone mode. So the next thing is that, well, the touch strip works the same way, so that it's locked when you are playing. When you're playing, it doesn't work. The stop time works as well. The sleep mode works as well. And of course all the other stuff, the pitch bend and all those hardware features work as well. The pads, you have the roll that works fine. The second row of the pads, however, when in engine mode, becomes a kind of a beat jump feature. So you can jump across a track and you can control the amount of beats that you need to jump. The slicer then works as well without any problem. And the bottom pads control the amount of beats that you will jump when you're applying the slicer. Which is pretty cool. Of course, the sampler is not available when you are in engine mode. Okay, let's have a look then at the mixer section, which is the heart of this controller. It's a 4-channel hardware mixer with lots of inputs and outputs. We're going to go into that as we look at the back of the controller. On the front plate, however, we have a metal faceplate, we have 3-band EQ, we have a filter, hardware filter per channel, so this filter will work if you're using engine mode, if you're using PC mode, or if you're using external sources. Of course, the cue for your headphones, the setting for the crossfader, left and right, nice line faders, good quality line faders, they feel solid. I do like when the line faders offer a little bit more resistance, but that's my personal choice. And interchangeable crossfader, you can put a mini fader in here if you would like to. And the controller is Serato DVS upgrade ready, so it means you need the Serato DVS license bought separately if you want to use DVS with this controller. Very, very cool for mobile DJs are the microphone options. You have 2 mic inputs with each of them their dedicated EQ, 3-band EQ. You can activate an echo per mic, so you can deactivate, activate the mic, and you can activate a talk over function so that the music will be dimmed automatically when it detects input from the microphone. Really cool, and a blessing for mobile DJs, on the road DJs that need to use the microphone or their microphones frequently. On the right side we have of course a master output, booth output with 2-channel EQ, also extremely cool. If you are in a club or in a festival setting and you have your booth monitor next to you, the fact that you have control over specifically the lows, and that you can give a little boost to the low, so you really hear that bass clearly, that you need so bad to beat match and to mix. That's really awesome. Individual VU meters per channel, master VU meter, and the sampler volume are also there. For the phones we have a split Q button that we can use, and the buttons to define the amount of mix or Q or master in your headphones, and the sound levels all here on the faceplate, on the top of the controller, not on the side, not on the front, because that's not where it should be. You need to be able to manipulate it really easily and not fiddle around to use it. Thank you, Denon, for that. What if we missed? Of course, the hardware line selection. You can, as I said, you can select between PC, engine, and line input for channels 1 and 2. Channels 3 and 4 only accept computer and line input. Per channel you can select to activate 1 or 2 of the FX chains for each deck, which is really nice. So that's an overview of the MCX8000 DJ controller. Let's look at what the controller can accept as input, which outputs are available, and how all that thing plays together. On the back side of the controller you have the Ethernet port, which is a stage link connection that allows you to synchronize pyrotechnics and video. We have of course a Kenix unlock, 2 microphone inputs, and then you have per channel an RCI input that allows you to connect external sources through DDS or not, turntables, media players, and each channel has one of those inputs. Moving on, we have the master out, RCA, we have the XLR output, and we also have the booth out, which is also XLR. Further then we have a USB to PC hub connection, the USB connector to connect the MCX8000 to your computer, and we have also the power input and the power button itself. On the front side of the MCX8000 we have very little controls. We have the X fader contour knob, so to control the setting for your crossfader, and we also have the headphone in socket, so we have a jack and a mini jack input, and that's it on the front of the Denon DJ MCX8000. So that was my review for the MCX8000 DJ controller, Serato DJ engine. As you can see, I'm really impressed with it, with the overall quality, with the quality of the materials, with the quality of the implementations. I really like it. I recommend it at a retail price of 1,299 euros or dollars. It's frankly a steal. You cannot find this much value for that price in the market today. So that's really something remarkable done by Denon DJ when creating this controller. So for me, for DJ Tech Zone, this controller is one of the top controllers, if not the top controller supporting Serato DJ at the moment. Pioneer DJ has been bringing out their first controller with screens, the Pioneer DDJ RZX Recordbox video controller, but the price range is so high there. It's $3,000 that you pay for it. It's completely a different price setting, and the thing is, it cannot do standalone as this can do. So I'm waiting for the first Recordbox DJ standalone controller with built-in performance features that supports all the performance features of Recordbox DJ, but can do standalone as well. That's, I think, is the next challenge for Pioneer if they want to come up with something that rivals this piece of equipment at a decent price. So I hope you like the review. I am Rodrigo, this is DJ Tech Zone, this is my YouTube channel. We also have a blog on djtechzone.com. that you can visit for updated news every day in the DJ world, DJ culture. Subscribe to the channel, let us know what you think in the comments, propose other gear that you want to see reviewed on the website. I happily do it. I'll get my hands on it, I'll make it happen so that you can be informed. Thank you for watching and see you the next time.